You know, I'm actually going to take it easy on bronzexuals today. You ain't buying that, are you?
No.
Good. Good. You shouldn't.
That sounds like a lie.
Shut up.
You can't tell that lie with that smile.
And that laugh either.
The king. The real king.
I thought you'd pick that up.
Yeah, I just saw it come across
Hey,
my wall.
bronzexuals, beware.
Uh-oh.
Let's move.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! And my daughter's not in the house, so I can raise as much hell as I want. Good morning. Welcome to the Tripped Out Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. We are presented in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Victor Locke, a.k.a. Vicala, rides shotgun with me this morning. How are you, sir?
Doing well as ever. What's going on, Snowman?
I'm alive.
Good.
I'm awake. I got coffee, and I'm doing good.
And you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I was on my way to pick up my daughter, and Sonia called me and says, I hate to do this to you. And I'm already laughing, going, oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Well, she just had to stay on campus today. So
Okay.
I went around and came home.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. That's I kind of like this feeling. Tomorrow, I will tell y'all tomorrow that my guest will be 7-time Pro Bowler Richmond Webb.
Whoa.
Miami Dolphin will join us tomorrow to talk Dolphins.
Nice. That's going to be awesome. I'm pretty sure it's a show that A Pizzle's going to be tuning into real closely.
If I can surprise him, I'll get him on the show.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to try to surprise A Pizzle. I'm going to try to surprise him. All right, let's get down to business. The Whip Around this morning, Olympic edition, is brought to you by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. As it stands right now, the United States has 20 total medals to France's 16, China's 13, and Japan's 12. Okay. On the schedule today, getting ready to get started in about 18 minutes, is water polo. The United States will take on Romania. At 11:30, it's Germany and the U.S. in 3-on-3 basketball. Artistic gymnastics, the women's team final will come your way at 12:15. U.S. plays Guinea in soccer. That's at 1. And swimming and diving with a backstroke final for the women's, the 100-meter backstroke final, that is at 2:56. All times are Eastern. The 800-meter freestyle final will come your way 6 minutes after that. And at 3:25, it's the freestyle semifinals for the women's 100-meter freestyle semifinals. And the men's 200 breaststroke semifinals will come your way at 3:47. Now, upset city in tennis. Coco Gauff is out.
Oh,
For a straight set defeat, 7-6 and 6-2. So the 20-year-old phenom's going to have to wait a bit for her first set of medals, but believe me, folks, she's going to get them.
She's on the cusp.
She gonna get him. I like Coco Gauff. Like I said, she's on the cusp and she gonna get him. Don't mess with the U.S. women's basketball team because Japan found out the hard way.
They messed around and found out.
They messed around and found out the hard way. And when I say the hard way, I mean just that. I'm not even going to repeat the final score. It was messy. It was quite messy.
I'm going to have
Does the name Garrett Crochet mean anything to you baseball buffs? The White Sox fireballer may be on the move in the form of a trade. How bad has it been for the White Sox? I'll discuss that later. And believe me, I'm going to cuss. Speaking of baseball, Jorge Soler, former World Series MVP, is back with the team that he won the World Series with. In a trade with the Giants, the slugger is back with the Atlanta Braves as they try to piece the rest of their season together. And for now, that's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. Coming up next, well, y'all saw the thumbnail. And I'm going to frame it in a way that no one ever thought I would, except the folks that are involved with the show. Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color of crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Official SIT Morn is the ID that you need on all of our social media to follow the show. 17 after the hour, Vicalar riding shotgun with yours truly, the Snowman, and let's just get right to it, shall we?
Please.
The subject du jour. Hell. I gotta put this in a way that everybody knows best.
Okay.
Now, I begin by addressing something. One of our favorite commenters.
Oh, no.
Says, all I do is talk down on you-know-who.
Okay.
Well, you know what, to my favorite commenter? Take this.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
The reason I put it in there is because, well, one, Cole Johnson's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Two, Cole came up with this stuff. And three, I'm going to have a little fun with it.
Okay.
Now, why did I frame it like that? Because I'm sick and tired of these you-know-who's getting in my face. I.e., the Bronzexuals that post any and every blank thing to downgrade you-know-who. The real you-know-who. Right? Well, I know I have said over and over that I playfully have said over and over, now you pissed me off. Well, now they piss me off.
Oh, boy.
Now, let me explain, folks. I don't look for this ish. Cole explained it better than I. We don't look for this. This finds us. I don't know how. I don't know. Well, I know where. It's social media, but I don't know how. Because apparently they want to appoint the false 23, I don't even want to say the acronym.
The GOAT.
When he doesn't even trust his teammates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I say did I say any falsehoods with that?
No. He's never been one to trust his teammates. He's never been one to help his teammates improve. I mean, in fact, he's done more damage to his teammates, i.e. Kyrie Irving, i.e. Anthony Davis. He's done more harm to i.e. Mario Chalmers. He's done more harm to
Mario
Chalmers.
Chalmers.
Yeah, he's done more harm to the development of his teammates than, help and cultivate.
Mm-hmm.
And then when things fall apart, then that's who they blame.
Mm-hmm. Let me show you something. Michael Jordan has always trusted his teammates over the course of his 15-year career.
Mm-hmm.
In one particular game on his birthday in 1989, his teammates trusted him.
Pressey looks to bring it in. He comes in and throws it away. The Bulls have it. Here comes Michael Jordan on the drive. 5 seconds. Jordan on the drive, right of the lane. 18-footer. Yeah! 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 Yeah!
And of course, is the late great duo of Jim Durham and Johnny Red Kerr on the call.
Mm-hmm.
His teammates kept him in the game. And then Michael only scores 27 in the fourth quarter of his how many did he score that night? 50.
50. 5-0. 5 times 10.
And I see this little. Okay, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there because I found something stupid to lift the fake goat. I'm not even going to read it. What we are going to do is celebrate the real king, the real number 23, who bronze sexuals are quick to point out, well, he had a 1-9 record before Scottie Pippen arrived. Exactly. There were, let me see, in his 13 seasons with the Bulls, in every season that Michael played with the Bulls, he never missed the playoffs. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Shall I say it again?
Please. Everybody cheap seats at Old Chicago Stadium need to hear that one more time.
In Michael Jordan's full seasons with the Bulls, which included his return in 95 after a brief retirement, he never missed the playoffs. His teams never missed the playoffs.
Gotta think about it this way, too. As I said before, he dominated from 91 to 94.
Yep.
Took some time off. And you know what? Before I get into that, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a graph I need you to put up.
If I can find it, what's up?
When I had a rather spirited conversation.
Oh, Jesus. You mean this?
Sort of conversation with a bronze sexual.
What you mean?
Exactly. Thank you.
And that hurts my voice just as much as it hurts your voice to say that. Listen, I know how much it hurts your voice.
Oh yeah.
Trust me.
So this
we've been doing this for almost 30 years. Trust me.
We have. Yes, we have. Lord have mercy. But the conversation went as follows. I was not at Jewel, thankfully, so no one was in danger of being beaten with a roasted chicken.
Maybe you should have been.
Maybe I should have been. We're at McDonald's.
Oh.
And, yeah. Waiting for my food.
That's voice.
Yeah. And of course, basketball comes up.
Of course.
And of course, all the smart individuals talk about how amazing Michael was when he dominated, then left to go play baseball to clear his mind because he lost someone very near and dear to his heart.
Yeah, for all you conspiracy theorists saying, oh, he was suspended for that year and a half. His father was murdered.
Yeah.
That would make a man do it. Go on. Go on. If I go down that tangent, I'll take us to the next break and I'll be pissed off.
So, he left to go clear his mind, clear his head, do something that he's always wanted to do, which is play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And then came back and redominated for another 3 years.
So again, which leads Victor, unfortunately, to have this happen.
Yeah. So this individual said, I don't understand why you keep glazing up on Michael Jordan. He quit on his team and went to go play baseball because he knew he couldn't handle it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this message.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Go on.
So instead of almost beating him with a roasted chicken, I almost beat him with the bag of food I had and then throwing him in the ball pit. You understand something. When people say that, because this is not a new conversation. This is not a new thought process that the bronze sexuals have had. They have always said that, oh, he was throwing a hissy fit because he wasn't going to get all the calls anymore, so he went to go play baseball. I'm like, oh, you mean when his father was murdered? His father was murdered. I mean, I know this is a tough subject for you, Snowman, because I
lost Pops.
Of Sarge.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was a tough road for you to get back to where you were.
There's some days I feel like I'm still on that road.
Right.
Seriously. Especially when it comes to my favorite sport to cover, baseball.
Right. And that was from, an unfortunate illness.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if it was someone else's doing, someone taking the life.
I'd be in jail.
Exactly. And yet these numbskulls, these knucklehead, these mental midgets will sit there and say that Michael was whining. He was having a hissy fit. You gotta understand also, the NBA season is nothing to sneeze at when it comes to the longevity of the season, when it comes to the stress of the season.
When it comes to playing 82 freaking games.
82 full games.
And remember, y'all, early on, Michael Jordan would play 40 minutes a night.
Yes.
Michael Jordan would play at least 40 minutes a night when he was coached by Stan Albeck and later Doug Collins.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Yo Kang can barely muster up 16 minutes a game.
I gotta do that right. I gotta do that right because I got a present for you. Meanwhile,
Yo Kang
can barely muster up 25 minutes. I believe we've seen it.
Dear LeBron,
you're fired.
I'm sorry.
And in those, yes, he may score a lot of points. It's usually around garbage time.
Because he is garbage.
When the game is well in hand.
Because he is garbage. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud?
Listen. I also would like for these conversations to cease.
Please.
Well, Michael didn't have a lot of competition. He just went against milkmen and mailmen. And I'm like, yeah, there was one
That's
mailman.
grade A homogenized whole. I'm sorry, Victor. Go on.
Well, look, there was one mailman that he went against. His name was Karl Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he only went against plumbers and like who calls Larry Bird a plumber? Magic Johnson. Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins, Alex English, Tom Chambers, Larry Nance, who we had the pleasure of meeting.
Larry Nance. Craig Elo.
Mm-hmm. Ron Harper.
Future
teammate.
Jerry Stackhouse.
Ron Harper used to give him the blues.
Oh, yes. Isaiah Thomas.
Y'all don't remember.
Rodman.
Charles
Barkley.
Y'all don't remember. Ron Harper, before he became a teammate of MJ's, used to give him the business.
Yes. Which leads to another conversation needs to cease.
Oh,
well, the defense wasn't as strong as it is now. Really?
That's a lie. That's a Holstein lie.
Talk to Shaq about that, who used to get bowed in the face all the time.
Oh, defense wasn't good back then?
Stop the cap.
Defense wasn't played back then?
Stop the cap.
Defense didn't matter back then?
Stay off the weed.
There was a thing called hand checking. That is no longer a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It caused a lot of turnovers and it caused a lot of injuries too.
They took it away because of Bron.
Well, yeah,
because for you Bron sexuals that think MJ didn't play much defense,
stop the cap.
And Mike contested that. I mean, you got to remember, there's a reason why the Detroit Pistons were called the Bad Boy Pistons.
Oh, and another guy that used to give Michael the blues, I believe his name is Joe Dumars.
Larry Johnson.
Muggsy freaking Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues. Alonzo Mourning.
And he used to terrorize Muggsy Bogues. Nick Anderson. Simeon High School in Chicago, University of Illinois.
Mm-hmm. This is the problem. For all the people who think, oh, you guys just hate on Bron or hate on people who are fans of Bron. No. You misunderstand. The thing is that never have we really seen a group of fans go out of their way to denigrate other players, other greats. The Jordan faithful never denigrated Larry Bird's greatness, nor Magic Johnson's, nor Dr. J's, nor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's. We have all come to admit that those are other greats. We've all come to that conclusion. We've all come to that consensus. But for some reason, the Bronsexuals feel like not only is he the greatest, but everyone else is just a fraud. Which only shines the light on LeBron's inadequacies, on LeBron's missteps, on LeBron's lapses in character.
I'm sorry, did you say character?
Character. You know, like him throwing his teammates under the bus whenever a mistake is made.
Several hundred times. We got to pause here. We got to pause here. I'm not going to play the ending. I'm just going to pause here, and I will say we'll be back to continue this conversation after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We are back. Snowman will be with us in a bit, but I want to still touch base on some of the, like I said, some of the conversations that I think need to cease. So I talked about the level of player that Jordan had to deal with. Jordan had to deal with some tough customers. We talked about Joe Dumars, Tom Chambers, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, Dominique Wilkins. Let's just name a few. The level of player is unmatched when it comes between the players that Mike played and the players that LeBron played. And also take consideration that many of the players
Mike played with Hall of Famers and against Hall of Famers. I'm sorry about the delay, folks. My stomach was acting a little silly.
There's another thing also. Some of the players that had to play Michael Jordan weren't necessarily happy that they had to play against Michael Jordan.
Dan Dockich.
They were like,
anybody that don't know that story, let me tell it to you. 1984, Atlanta, Georgia. Indiana versus North Carolina. Night before, Bobby Knight hands out the assignments of who's guarding who. Tells Dan Dockich, you have to guard MJ. Dockich throws up.
Yeah.
Now, Indiana won that game in one of the biggest upsets of all time during the NCAA tournament. But, my man, let's play a game in honor of his airness.
Okay.
If you were told the night before a big game and you were in Chicago that you had to guard his airness, what would you do?
I quit. I quit. The minute I see that I'm showering and my jersey and my shorts are on the bench, I've already gone back in the street clothes with my suitcase packed. I am gone.
See you later, alligator.
No, absolutely not.
What's our favorite cartoon line? Absolutely.
No.
No, I wouldn't. Listen, I'm barely an inch shorter than MJ, and I wouldn't take that challenge. Matter of fact, there's only one way to answer this, and it's this way.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Not absolutely
a chance.
I know where my limitations are. It ain't happening.
I'm not guarding him. But you don't have a choice. Yes, I do. I quit.
Here's the thing. If I do have to guard him, it's going to be like I didn't guard him at all, because that man knew how to make people miss.
A lot. Oh, what's the one thing that Michael will always have that Bron doesn't have? Michael got even more fundamentally sound in the pros than he did in college.
Especially with that fadeaway.
Oh, God, that fadeaway.
Which has been a fixture in Craig Elo's nightmares.
Craig Elo's nightmares, Patrick Ewing's nightmares, Adrian Dantley's nightmares.
It's like, no.
I gotta guard him. No, I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not even gonna try to do it live. Nope.
Absolutely
can't do it.
Absolutely not. No, that's not happening.
And therein, for me, lies the biggest difference between Bron and MJ.
Mm-hmm.
When you're told you have to guard Bron, you're like, bring it on. Because he doesn't have much to his game.
But that's it. It's not just the fact of bring it on. It's the fact I know I can torch him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can handle him. See,
because all you have to be equipped with to beat him is a jump shot.
Now, I'll put it this way. So the individuals that did accept the job to take on MJ, like a Dominic Wilkins, like a Patrick Ewing, like a Larry Bird, like a Magic Johnson, they did it because they're like, I want to test my mettle against him. I don't know if I can beat him.
But it's a litmus test.
Right. I don't know if I can beat him, but I want to test my mettle. I want to test, my gumption against his.
I want to see what I have and where I need to get to his level.
Exactly.
I want to get to his level. Do you really want to get to LeBron's level?
Well, because
there ain't much of a level there.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even so much of getting to LeBron's level. It's how far past LeBron am I? How far past LeBron's level am I?
I think we're all pretty far past him.
Don't believe me? Ask Kawhi Leonard when he was going on with the Spurs.
Don't believe me? Ask Draymond Green. Don't want to talk about that, do you, folks?
Don't believe me? Ask KD.
Let me be specific. You don't want to talk about that, do you, bronsexuals?
Don't believe me? Ask KD.
Don't believe me? Ask Klay Thompson.
Don't believe us? Ask Stephen Curry.
Don't believe us? Ask Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, Jason Kidd, Tyson Chandler,
JJ Barea.
Ooh, JJ Barea posting up LeBron. One of the sweetest things I've ever seen. Now, why you gotta bring that up? Because it happened, stupid.
Of all the people that you lose to, the Dallas Mavericks.
Lost to the Dallas freaking Mavericks.
The Dallas Mavericks, really? That's who you lose to
in the finals. After
the collusion of collusions to knock out the Bulls in 2011.
And we all know that was a collusion. We know that That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. So my issue is, again, it's not, if you want to cheer LeBron, go have at it.
Fine.
Go have at it. Go ahead and enjoy, cheer him. He's not for us, he's for y'all, and that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But stop with the whole notion that LeBron is, just this be-all, end-all.
Which he has never been and never will be.
And stop trying to denigrate the other greats that came before him. It's okay to acknowledge that there are other greats. I'm pretty sure somewhere in a distant universe, someone believes that Joel Embiid will be one of the greats.
Who?
Like I said, somewhere in a distant universe in a galaxy far, far away, all of my Star Wars fans,
of which I am one,
there's probably someone who believes that Joel Embiid will become a great, an all-time great.
I'd like to interject for a moment, sir.
Okay.
I'd like to interject with the following sentence.
Sure.
Joel Embiid, you a bitch.
Yes. Of this we agree.
Did I just spit that out aloud?
But that doesn't mean that we denigrate the others that came before Joel Embiid or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or individuals like the Showtime Lakers, like the big time Celtics, like the Bad Boy Pistons. We all can get behind the individuals that came before. The Daryl Dawkins of the world, the Pistol Pete Maraviches of the world, the Jerry West of the world.
Bill Russell.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Who people forget before he was a coach, he was also a player and a champion.
And two-time champion with the New York Knicks.
The Dr. J's. We can acknowledge all of them. The problem is that for some reason, the Brown Sexuals have gamed themselves to believe that everyone else before LeBron is a fraud and a liar and they suck. Which forces us to put the mirror out and show you how Yo Kang is a liar, a fraud, and sucks.
Sucks major ass. LeBron James, you suck.
I swear.
Okay, let me just go ahead and say it aloud. You suck, LeBron.
The Brown Sexuals are going to make us go to jail at some point.
Have fun trying. What's wrong with me saying I've seen better? Damn it. Before, during, and after the LeBron era, if there ever was such a damn era.
There is no LeBron era.
I'll say it again. It was supposed to go from Kobe to LeBron. One problem. Stephen Curry took care of that. Oh, speaking of Dr. J.
Formed a defensive. Cooper brings it over to James Worthy. Worthy against Malone. Pass is deflected. Going to be stolen, I think, by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk. And yet another Laker turnover.
Bitches. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I ain't sorry for saying what I'm not sorry and never will be sorry for saying what I'm saying. LeBron sucks.
And with that, I took my food and I walked away.
Good. And now I will do the same. But without, I can't walk away, and we'll do a part 2 of this tomorrow. I can't walk away first without saying the ruinization of the NBA. Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
deets.
Later this week, we'll get totally deets.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, you know what? Let me just do this. Later this week, this will happen.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deets.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Can you believe this is going to be season number 9 for Deets to be with us talking all things college football? He will join us every single Thursday at the bottom of hour 1. Later today, an Olympic version of the token female. But before we go to hour 2, I have a question of the day.
Okay.
What's a song that you heard and thought nothing of it at first, but you can't get it out of your head?
Okay. I said this off air. I'm going to say it on air. For the past, 2-3 months.
Oh, no.
I have been hooked on old 80s TV show themes.
Yes. Yes.
You know what's one that's stuck in my head for the past 2 weeks now?
And that is?
The song Angela, which became the theme for Taxi.
Oh, God, yes.
I don't know why. But that song has been stuck in my head for the past 2 weeks. Besides Night Heat's theme song.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have to go far to find that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's your fault.
Me?
You!
What'd I do?
This.
Oh, yeah.
You punk.
It's funky.
Victor said this. Victor mentioned this song and how much funk it has in it while I was driving. You some bitch.
Chargers.
And of course, when Cool McCain shows up,
this
song comes out.
Why Eagles fly? I can only hope that their wings do not get clipped by Siliani.
I hope so, man.
I want to see.
I want to see them be competitive again so badly.
I want to see the Eagles do well.
Entirely too much talent on that Eagles ball club.
Exactly. I want to see the East do well. The AFC East. I want to see all of them do well. Even the Giants. I want to see the Giants do well.
You know what?
I want to see.
Why you done piss me off again? I'm kidding as I say that.
I want to see the Commanders do well. I want to see the Eagles do well. Of course, you know the Cowboys do well.
The hell with the Commanders. It's damn it.
I'm trying to show shout out to Sensei Drew.
That's right. Sensei Drew knows. And if y'all haven't seen Total Football Talk, I suggest you check those guys out. That's an absolutely fabulous football show.
It really is.
Now I'm gonna play something that. Okay, let me just set it up like this. When we were working in Ho Chunk Sports Complex, it involved a very early wake up call.
Yeah, like
and the
6:30
challenge
on
Victor gave
Friday.
to me he said, you got to find a way to get me up. Why I got to find a way to get you up? Because when I fall asleep, I ain't getting up.
I'm out.
Victor, we got to be at the ballpark. I don't care. It is your job to find a way to get me up. So old Snowman got inventive and found something that would do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
Victor was sleeping and sleeping good.
Very good.
Until
Skull Vikings for Christmas Day. Skull Vikings Go get the first down. Go get the touchdown. Rock up. Fight. Go Vikings run up the score. You have to for more. Yes. Skull Vikings, let's go. Okay.
Victor woke up, stomped into my room.
Yep.
And said, what the was that? Your alarm clock.
Look, y'all gotta understand something. I was with UPS at the time.
Yes.
And my shift was the twilight shift, which was from 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
The shift was from 6 o'clock to about 10 o'clock. Mind you, by the time I got off work, the buses were not running in Gary.
Mm-mm.
Which means I had to walk 5.5 miles at night to get home. On a Friday. I want to sleep. I want to see my eyelids. I don't want to wake up till probably about 11, 12 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Which is not going to happen considering the fact that, well, we had to get up.
We had to get
at
up
6:30 to get to the baseball yard at 8 o'clock.
Not to mention stop somewhere and get breakfast.
Stop at the Speedway. So
Yep.
let's say I was extremely unhappy.
He was grumpy.
Grumpy wasn't the word for it.
He was grumpier than my ass. And
Grumpy
folks,
wasn't the
y'all
word.
know the last 3 years since I've been deprived of sleep, I haven't been pleased.
I was angry.
Yeah, he was.
But the experience was also amazing, so I can't get too mad.
With some of the parents, we'll take a stroll down memory lane and talk about some of the parents, names, and kids we ran into at Ho Chunk while we get ready for Alice and Miranda at the bottom of hour 2, the top of hour 2.
So let's go down memory lane. Let's talk about some of the moments and some of the individuals since we are in Olympics week. Name some of the people that you remember from some of your favorite Olympics. I want the chat to light up about it, and I want you to get in on this.
Yeah, let's light the chat up about it. Okay.
Because to me, track and field was it.
Man, track and field was the premier event for me.
Yes.
I watched the hell out of track and field. I watched basketball in 1984, and I watched basketball in 1992.
Yes.
All the rest of the times I was watching track and field.
I mean, when you talk about FloJo.
Mm-hmm. Florence Griffith Joyner.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Lewis. Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson. Up top running man.
With gold shoes. I saw him trying out to the track, and I went, "What the hell is that?"
Well, the thing's like I heard about Michael Johnson. I'm like, okay, I've heard he's a pretty decent runner. Now I don't use people like who were like, they head down running, right?
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson was
Why did
up
I say
top.
Michael Jordan? Damn it!
1992.
Yes.
Michael Johnson was up top running, straight back
as an arrow, straight as an arrow,
and he dusted everybody.
He did not play.
I'm like, that man ran from dogs. There was a group of mean dogs that were on his block.
Pit bulls.
And some of them got loose, and he had to run.
And chased him.
And he had to run.
And chased him.
But of course, there's Jackie Joyner Kersey.
God bless her.
Man, I tell you, that woman
can fly.
She had wings on her feet. She had wings on her feet.
That woman can fly. Flat out fly. Don't look, just fly.
Right.
You know what? Let me throw another question out there. What's a TV show? Because you were talking about old TV shows and old TV show themes and things like that. What's a TV show that got in your head and frightened the daylights out of you when you were a kid, but you look at it now and you laughed your head off? And I have an immediate answer.
Okay.
The Incredible Hulk.
For me, it's Tales from the Crypt. Because
you know what? I had it. You know what? I better not say it here.
Well, here's the reason why. Because one, you know how your parents always tell you can't watch this show, it's too scary for you?
Yes.
And you're like, man,
for me, it's The Shining.
The Shining was a good one.
The Shining with give me this button. I haven't used the button. I haven't used this button all day, but I better use it now. And y'all know the button I'm about to push. The Shining with the damn big wheel.
Yep.
Riding the big wheel all around the house, and then you see the two girls pop up, and then you see visions of them covered in blood. Man, I ran upstairs and hid under my bed.
Again, like first and foremost, riding a big wheel in the house is something that we have never been allowed to do.
Big ass house.
Hey, you got a big wheel in the house?
Hey man, you ride a big wheel in the house, you better have the room for it.
But
he was flying.
Yeah. But like
he was absolutely flying.
But with Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, Mr. Suge gave us two good ones. Poltergeist and The Exorcist.
Okay. Hold on.
What's up, Suge? Thanks for coming in, man.
My mother.
Oh, what
to this day?
What did your mom do to you?
No, my mother to this day is deathly terrified of The Exorcist. Anything to do with The Exorcist, she doesn't. She wants nothing to do with. To this day,
you know how I learned about The Exorcist?
How?
A comedian.
Oh, really? Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Taught me about The Exorcist in a routine, which I will not repeat here. He taught me about The Exorcist, and then I made the mistake of looking up clips of it to see what he was talking about.
Never
looked
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Now,
that was one time my curiosity got the best of me.
My mother told me about this. So she saw The Exorcist in theaters when she was 6 years old.
Oh, dear Lord, no.
My uncle took her.
My
Father took her.
What
Uncle
in
Carl.
the all types of blue hell?
I don't know.
Again,
what in the all types of blue hell?
I have no idea.
What in the all types of
So to this day, she has been terrified. To the point.
I hate you, Suge.
Yep.
That's part of the
That's
Richard
the
Pryor
clip.
routine.
That's the clip. But my mom was telling me the story. So back in the day, there used to be these
6
little
years old.
These would be these
Going to
computer.
see The Exorcist.
Well, she didn't go. She was taken.
Worse.
She wouldn't have went by herself. But she went, and then she said that that they had these computer pranks called screamers, where like you're watching like a new video of some musician, or hey, check this new computer game coming out, and then it would cut to Reagan with the green face and the screen, right? My mom said, if anyone sends that to me, I don't care if it's a joke or not, I am cutting you out of my life completely. She's blocked about 9 people. She is not joking when it comes to The Exorcist.
She's not joking when it comes to that.
No. It got to the point where
you know why the Incredible Hulk terrorized me?
Why?
This is before I found out how much of a good guy Lou Ferrigno is.
Mm-hmm.
I was small and Lou Ferrigno was not.
Yeah.
Simply put, until I learned all of the tricks and trades that they did to turn Bill Bixby into Lou Ferrigno, into the Incredible Hulk, and all the details I learned about the show, which was pretty cool to find out.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to find out. But when I was watching it live, give me this button. Richard Pryor said it best. Not in this. I'm not.
Yeah. He's like, you don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
When he said that, I borrowed it.
And so someone's like, you better listen to him. I don't like it when he's angry, so you better not make him angry.
I said that to a parent at Whole Chunk, and Victor just happened to be behind me when I said it. Because a parent kept pissing me off. Saying to me, and this is one of those. All right, let me tell the whole story. I was sicker than a dog this particular Saturday. I was exhausted. I couldn't drink enough water to save my life.
Right.
And that Friday, I barely got through the 3 games I did. I got home, and Victor looked at me and nearly had to catch me. I was that exhausted.
Right.
He said, "You lay your ass on the couch right now, and I'll bring you some water." He brought me some water. I got through the night, got up the next day, and Victor looked at me and says, "How do you feel about the parents this morning?" The first one. And Victor goes, "Oh dear." I'm like, yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Got through the first 4 games with no problem. None. No issue. That 5th game nearly cost me my job. Because there was a parent who just would not leave me alone.
Wouldn't stop.
Would not stop. For the life of me, he would not stop. Just coming up to my booth, sitting next to me, and I said, "Do not sit next to me, please. I am not feeling well." So he decides to push the button and goes, "Well, I could always do this for you." You touch my microphone, you ain't got a neck. I literally said that aloud. He runs and tells Fran, my boss. Fran comes flying over to me, looks at me, looks in my eyes, and he goes, "Do you want to go home?" "Fran, I got this far. I'll push through." He went and told everyone in the bar and in the concession stand, make sure Brian has water. And I think it was Kelly who said, "Why is that?" "Because he's going to kill somebody." Those were Fran's exact words. I swear to you, those were Fran's exact words. He said, if Brian don't have water or food, he's going to kill somebody.
He's going to kill someone.
And that parent just would not leave me alone. I'm like, "You're not doing too well, are you? get the hell out of my booth before I put my foot in your ass. He goes and he comes back, and he kept coming back, and he kept coming back. And finally, I turned to him and grabbed him and said, look, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. That frightened Victor the way I said it.
Because he didn't need to go to jail.
No, I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want anything to do with handcuffs. I didn't want anything to do with an orange suit. And I hate the color orange. Well, later on that. I didn't want anything to do with jail. Nothing. When that frightened Victor pushed me aside, talked to the parent, and talked him away.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back to me and he says, you can finish now. And then Fran comes flying and says, go home. Sir, I'm not done for the day. I don't care. I don't like it when you're like this. They need to hear you laughing. They need to hear you doing trivia. And you ain't done trivia since game 4. Go home. Okay. I wobbled out to my car. I drove home. And when Victor came in, apparently I let out an earth-shattering snore.
Yeah.
That rocked the apartment.
Yep. He was out. Because you gotta remember, when you're sick, all of that energy you have is trying to keep you upright.
Yes.
So when you finally get a chance to relax, it's like all the wind's out your sails.
You stay upright to get to the point where you can relax and then go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you finally get to the finish line and you pass out, you don't want nobody to disturb you.
No.
Nobody.
Not a soul. Not a soul.
And I hadn't come up with a nickname all that day.
Right.
I hadn't come up with a nickname all that day. And all the parents, the good ones, were coming up to me going, dude, you ain't said a funny name all day. I'm not feeling well at all. Then Jamie showed up.
Uh-oh.
Jamie comes sauntering up to me and says, why aren't you joking around with everybody? And then Jamie looked in my eyes, saw the illness within him, and went, oh, I never drank so much Sprite in my life. Bless her heart and the bartender's heart. They all were bringing Sprite and water to me. You would think it was a cocktail. I was that sick.
Right.
You would think it was a cocktail. I was that sick, folks. Let's pause here. Where the hell is that button? See, Cole went through the technical difficulties this morning with the morning shift. Bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up later on, we got the token female herself and Allison Moran. Damn it. What do we do? Try again. Allison Moran will join us in a little bit.
All right.
Okay. I have been busy. And later on this week, Kyle Senra joins us with his top 10 wide receivers. 2 of them aren't on his list, and I'm a little mad about it. Jokingly. We'll be back.
Hey.
Oops, wrong button.
Yuck.
Now we'll be back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Our favorite international villain has joined us this morning, and our dear friend of the show, Sick Diggy, checks in from Norway.
Nice.
Welcome to you.
I had a really great talk with him on Discord. Really great
He
talk.
is crazy on Discord as he is here.
Even crazier.
That's what I thought. Hey, I got a bone to pick with you, Sick. How do I find you on Discord? Well, that's not just a bone picking. All right, Allison Moran's on the way. She'll be here in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feature planned for tomorrow.
Okay.
And it ain't the feature y'all think it is. There's a certain player on a certain team on the West Coast that's in the spotlight. And for once, it ain't Brandon Ayuk.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Who
It's
is
the man
it?
who throws him the ball.
Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm. Now, why do you ask, am I putting him in tomorrow's spotlight? Well, simply put, I'm sick and tired of the game manager conversation, and I'm going to cease all that. I'm putting all that to rest. Period. Because to warm everybody up, I'm tired. Okay? I'm tired of people throwing Cameron Jarrell Newton's comments in my face.
Cam.
Not to be confused with Tam, thank God.
Mr. I'm back for a game and a half.
Not even a game and a half. Not even a game and a half. It's just, I'm tired. I'm tired of the slander. And yes, I said slander. Because if y'all don't want me to slander Tua Tagovailoa, which I didn't yesterday, but someone actually accused me of such when I said his biggest concern to me was his health. Are you going to be putting your foot down or up somebody's rear end? I'm going to be putting my foot down and putting it in somebody's ass. Because I'm tired of the slander. I'm absolutely freaking tired of it. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, yes, it did.
Because apparently 4,285 yards, which is a 49ers record for one season, does not allow Purdy to lose the game manager role, title.
Well, I mean, okay, even if that's the case, what is a quarterback but a game manager? Limit the losses, limit the mistakes, which is turnovers, penalties, things of that nature, and maximize your opportunities. Missed opportunities. And maximize your output, which is throwing the ball.
Which is what the 49ers did with almost 6,000 yards of offense.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. So even if he's a game manager, whatever that means now.
Whatever the hell that means now. If that's the case, Cam Newton, you were a game manager.
And not a very good one at that. Not a very good one at that.
You were a good game manager for all of 8 games.
Well, here's the thing.
Your entire 10-year career.
Cam had a system that was garnered towards him. which was the read
Brock
option.
Purdy has a system garnered towards him.
Well, no,
Here's
this is
the
what I'm saying.
difference. Oh,
This
okay.
is what I'm saying. Is that the Panthers had to switch around their usual operations to best suit Cam Newton's talent, which was his legs.
Okay.
Because he could burn. He wasn't really necessarily a thrower. He was more of a scrambler. He was more of a glorified running back. So they needed to give him a system that would work in his favor. And even then, it didn't work out.
Well, duh.
So the fact that he could sit there with his whole mouth.
Say it right.
With his whole mouth. And proclaim, well, he's just the game manager. That's what you were, Cam. You weren't a good one at that either. Otherwise, you would have won the Super Bowl.
And not protested like a little bitch when you got beat up.
When you lost.
So as I said, tomorrow's feature, the man they call Baby Brock Assassin, Brock Purdy. That'll be during hour 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said, I'm sick and tired of the slander. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
And trust me, Cam's not the only one that says stuff like this.
Really?
Well, we all know another one who's on the 4-letter network that says the same thing. Mr. Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Dole.
Who's also opened his whole mouth to say something nonsense.
To say that Brock is not an elite quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, do you know what an elite quarterback is? But he played with one of them, the great John Elway.
Yes, he did.
Guided him to 2 Super Bowls. So I cannot respond that way.
That way, right.
I cannot respond that way because it would be disingenuous of me to do so.
Right.
We'll pause that for tomorrow. Right now. The lovely Allison Moran joins us from Chicago with an Olympic version of the token.
Good morning, both of you guys. We have disembodied voice. Hello, my friends. How are you? Is that droid dog?
It's me, Victor Locke.
It's Victor this morning.
Victor, how are you doing, my friend?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How can you not be doing fabulously? It's a gorgeous day. It's the middle of summer. We got the Olympics going on, and hey, USA, let's just say, kicking ass. Can I say that on the program?
Yes.
All yours.
Speak.
Hey,
is there anything?
Which they are.
I mean,
which they are.
Speaking of which, is there anything, Alison, is there anything about the Olympics that you miss from like the Olympics of old? The Olympics of old, like is like a certain sport or a certain event that like you miss of old that you wish would come back?
Softball. I miss softball. When I was writing the blog Token Female, it will be back in some form sooner rather than later. But one of the most read and most liked stories I ever had was the fact that Team USA was going to go ahead and put a softball team in contention in 2020. This would have been about 2016, I want to say, that I wrote that story. One of the most read and liked stories I ever had. The Europeans hated the fact that we won every single time. Lodged a complaint with the USOC, and they said, "Oh well, poor Europe. I'm so sorry. Let's get rid of softball."
And that's just wrong. Okay,
it is.
Listen, to the other countries that kept getting their ass kicked by the USA in softball, do something about it, will you please? And do it on the field.
They're just sore losers over in Europe. That's all I can say.
They are very sore losers, and that's not the only thing. And that's not the only thing that was taken away in which the U.S. was dominating. But I love watching softball. I love it. In any way, shape, form, or fashion. I've covered high school softball, covered college softball, had the Bandits for a little while, and Olympic softball just did it for me. Okay,
absolutely.
When you put the best of the best of the best on the U.S. Olympic softball team, and they walked into your country where you're hosting the Olympiad, and you're going, oh no, we got to be these women in softball. Like Victor talked about earlier, it's one of those situations where you just go, I quit. I'm not playing. I'm not playing against them.
My role model at an early age was Dr. Dot Richardson, and she was just so dominant and so forward in her thinking. My late husband, Ted Powers, got to meet her. He and his kids went to the trials. The women's team could not have been nicer to my stepchildren and to the finals there. And it was, it was such an amazing experience for all of them. Two of the granddaughters actually went into softball, played scholarship softball, I'm trying to think when it was, and where it was, Aquinas College in Michigan. And I mean, they decided to end their career in college, but it was because of experiences like that they got a ride to college. And it's because of those women that a softball bonanza was born, that the NPF was born, the old National Professional League. And it was, it's just such an awful thing now that the women of this generation do not get that particular strain of women athletes who could be role models. But nonetheless, going out to Rosemont, go to Jenny Finch Way and watch Athletes Unlimited. You've got another 4 weeks to do so, and you will not be disappointed by their level of play. It's very professional. It's beautiful. You need to go out and actually see it.
I was actually talking about some of my favorite female Olympians, of course, FloJo, Jackie Jordan Kersey, the '96 women's gymnastics team, headed by Carrie Strug, who after severely hurting her leg, stuck a landing.
I believe she did that on a broken leg or a broken foot. It
was ankle.
Ankle, yeah.
Broken ankle. And
it was ankle. Yes, it was unreal. And then she's hobbling, and then Coach Bella Caroli was carrying her off.
Carry her, yeah.
But here's the other thing about that. It is those days were actually dangerous for women. They needed, because it was like, okay, do it no matter what. Do it until you die. We don't care. It'll make a great moment. And those were also the days in which Larry Nassar, the Michigan State pedophile, can we say, was abusing these poor young girls.
Yeah, and we didn't even know about it until much, much later.
Exactly. And the thing is that nowadays, as much as we love the drama of that scenario, today I'm much more fond of the scenario where women and men, for that matter, get to be who they are. that they don't, that they prioritize their mental and physical health, like Simone Biles, kicking butt over there, getting, I mean, you know, she did it the right way. There's a documentary right now on Netflix that you really need to see about Simone Biles' journey in gymnastics from where she was in 4 years ago in Tokyo. And she got to write the scenario that will see them go to the medals tonight, I believe. And even with a calf injury, she gets to be able to compete. And you know, you just have to love what she does for the team. You have to love how that works. And the thing is that I give her great credit for not permanently injuring herself, for standing up to a billion naysayers, just an incredible amount of harassment and abuse, for making that decision 4 years ago to prioritize her health over. Yeah. And you know, this kind of a thing should be felt throughout, from earliest gymnastics to today.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, otherwise you're going to go through life fractured emotionally and physically.
And the thing was, it was mainly her mental health that she decided to take a step back to deal with. And how can you be upset with that? I remember people saying, well, she should have did that beforehand, or it was a cop out. I was like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to kick in.
When that story came to me, and many asked my opinion on that, I agree with Simone Biles. Take a step back for your mental and your physical health, because I'm at the end of that particular journey right now, because I have done a lot of play-by-play in the past 2 seasons because of all of my physical ailments, which a lot of people don't realize messes with you mentally. When you don't do it as often, it messes with you mentally, and it brings you down. Simone Biles went through that, and now she's about to bounce all the way back.
Right.
Yes, and she's in there on the 4 different pieces of apparatus, where I know she's got that mental glow back. She's got an inner peace. Her husband, Jonathan Owens, who is the newest Chicago Bear, God willing that they do something this year. Please, God.
I'm with you there. I am with you
For
there.
the 50 years I've been a Bears fan. Please, God, let this work.
Positive with him.
Yes, and the thing is that that she learned how to build her mental health. You know, she learned the tools, and that if anybody takes anything out of her story or people listening today, it's prioritize your mental and physical health over anything you're doing. Let that be a motivator to you to just feel at one with yourself. That's all.
Shug brings up a very, very good point. Someone's playing through injuries, etc., get you to see those memorable moments. Let's go back to 1997, the flu game with the Bulls. Because we didn't know until game time, when Marv Albert broke the story of what was going on with his airness. And to find out that he had the flu and still dropped 38 points, which had me screaming my brains out, because I was watching it with a whole bunch of people. I was living in Minnesota at the time, and a whole bunch of friends of mine and I watched that game, and they kept saying, well, MJ's not at his best. And I'm sitting back laughing. I said, you haven't seen MJ when he's really sick, because when he gets sick, it's the other team that winds up ill. So when he hit that game-winning 3, well, what turned out to be the game-winning 3, I just backed up and laughed.
Mm-hmm.
And all my friends are looking at me going, how did you know? I'm like, I'm from Chicago. I watched Michael Jordan do this for 13 years.
There you go. Yeah. That was an amazing playthrough on him, and he was getting fluids on every time out. He had 103-degree fever, I think.
He had to get an IV at halftime.
Yes.
And remember, this wasn't in Chicago, folks. This was in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
This was in Salt Lake City, where they didn't have the most. They did well. It's nothing against the Jazz at home. It's nothing against the Delta Center. They just weren't prepared.
Yeah.
Okay? And that happens. That happens. I've been on the road 30 years doing this. You go to stadium and something comes up that they didn't prepare for, and it's not that they didn't prepare for it, they didn't see it coming.
Well, exactly. How can you see something like that coming?
The Bulls were not prepared. The Bulls were not prepared for it.
Right.
Okay. Their star guard, their everything comes in with 103-degree temperature. And the most important advice Phil Jackson got in his years of coaching the Bulls, he said, use me in spurts. Yeah. Use them in spurts. All right. And then that game-winning three happened, which sent all of Chicago into an apoplexy of joy, because we knew we had him in game 6 because it was in the United Center. And remember, at that time, folks, the finals was in a 2-3-2 format. 2 in Chicago, 3 in Salt Lake, and 2 back in Chicago. But when Olympic athletes I've always admired Olympic athletes, because you only get to see them every 4 years, unless it's basketball or you're really in tune with the sport or competition that they're in. Secondly, when you see them, you don't know what they've been through in those 4 years. You don't know what happened. You know, babies could be born, mental mistakes or mental happenings could be going on. Simone Biles, thank you very much. And you don't know if a sport's been taken away or what it would do to them. Softball, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what goes through you don't know what goes through an Olympic athlete's mind when their surroundings could change so fast, and they're forced to deal with it on the go. That's
exactly.
They're forced to deal with it on the go.
Exactly.
And you don't know how that's gonna play out. And I share this story. Like I said, I haven't done much play-by-play, virtual or otherwise, in the past 2.5 years because of everything that went on with my health. And I'm thinking I'm the only person that has gone through like a mental breakdown. Nope. Eric Nadal, the fabulous radio voice of the world champion Texas Rangers, took almost 3/4 of last season off to deal with his mental health.
Yeah.
And that's why he was able to push through when they won the thing.
That's right.
And I was so happy for him when it happened. Olympic competition is the most mentally challenging time. Yeah. Because you're going to be away from your family. You're going to be away from your support system unless they make the trip. And we know many that do make the trip. But at the same time, you got a lot of Olympic athletes that, though they have their support back home, they're going through it alone.
Yeah.
Also consideration that like normally in teams like the WNBA and stuff like that, it's usually just your city that you have on your back. In the Olympics, you have the whole country on your back.
Right.
It really worldwide. Worldwide, you got it on your back. You've got the eyes of everyone on you. And it's I mean, that kind of pressure, especially in those individualized sports, at least in team sports, you know that your teammates should have your back under all conditions. But say like swimming, like Katie Ledecky, who won the bronze in the 400-meter freestyle, she's got the world of expectations on her right now. It's very difficult. shout out, I say, to somebody like Tori Husky, who won a nice little gold medal for us. You know, but it's those kinds of eyes that can, the person can actually withstand that kind of pressure of those eyes on you that tend to be the most successful in those scenarios. If you can block out the noise, block out the pressure, block out all the eyes on you, and just focus on doing your best, that is, have your greatest night ever. Can I shout out the USA women's basketball team real quick?
Please. The floor is yours, Allie. The floor is yours.
I thank you. 102-76 over Japan yesterday. It was a blowout from start to finish. Asia Wilson has a double. Let's see, 24 and 13, 24 points, 13 assists, 4 blocks. I mean, this woman can do no wrong in my book. She is just amazing. And the thing is, I see no reason why the U.S. women won't get an 8th gold. I see no reason. They will get it. This was their 56th straight win yesterday, if you can believe it. 56 games. Can you imagine it?
Can you imagine everyone's ballyhooing about the Lakers streak back in 1972 of 33 in a row? You're talking about an Olympic women's basketball team. First of all, it's women's basketball, and that has my heart. Okay, women's basketball has had my heart since 1982. Second,
first year in the NCAAs. Sorry, they
played at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. First year of the women's Final Four, and Frank Gleber called the late great Frank Gleber called it on CBS. I remember that.
Wow,
56 straight wins. The heck with what the Lakers, and I know what the Lakers did was within a season of an 82 game season. I get that. We're talking about 4 years here, 4 years there, 4 years here for the women, but still 56 straight wins is 56 straight wins.
It's phenomenal.
Started
with the incredible amount of hype that women's sports and women's basketball in particular has gotten this year. They deserve every accolade that they've gotten. They are incredible. Now, next up is Belgium. I see no reason why they can't smoke Belgium.
They're gonna cream Belgium. I mean, when this was put together and the schedule was put together, tell me in your heart of hearts you weren't marking wins all the way down through the gold medal game in Paris.
I do.
I did.
And however, Brian, I am a dedicated Cubs fan and know the heartbreak of defeat after thinking, it's all said and done. It's all going to be okay. No.
Yep.
I lived through 2003. I'm not going. I'm assuming nothing until they actually, have those gold medals on their chest. That's just me.
Yep.
But
understandable.
I'll tell you a funny story. You mentioned the Cubs. I'll tell you a funny story. I had the honor of having Tom Brenneman on my show, longtime Reds voice and longtime voice of Fox Sports, Fox Baseball. And I reminded him of what he said, and I got to do this right because I remember that opening for Game 6. I was at my parents' house, and My dad said, "You're not going to go out and watch this?" Nope. And he goes, "Why?" I said, "First of all, I'm a Southsider. Secondly, what if they lose tonight?" Me and my big mouth. And my dad's cracking up. And just as we turned the television on, Tom Brenneman said, quote, "Well, the stars seem to be aligned for the Chicago Cubs. They have Mark Pryor going tonight. They have Kerry Wood waiting in the wings should there be a game 7 tomorrow. But we are talking about the Chicago Cubs." When he said that, I turned the television off and walked out laughing. My dad comes in and he says, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Did you just hear Tom Brenneman's open?" He said, "No." I found it the next day and I played it for him. And I swear my dad turned over in his pillow. He was laying in bed because he was going through cancer at the time. I swear he turned over in his pillow and tears were forming down his face. And I could hear Dad laughing all the way down in the basement. And I said, "Pop," he said, "why did you show me that?" Look, anybody who knows of my dad or knows my dad was a character. Okay. Then game 7 happened, and Allie, I know you suffered through this, like a lot of Cub fans I know suffered through it. And 2 weeks prior, I was in a place in downtown Chicago when the double play happened that clinched the Central Division. I was there when they went absolutely ballistic. I saw it happen, and I go, so this is Cubdom in its finest hour. And someone walked up to me and said, "We're not done yet." I know you're not. But there was a little part of me, being from the South Side, I said, I better walk away now before I say something that I shouldn't say. Well, as it turned out, I didn't have to say it. Everybody else did.
That's right. Hey, I wanted to get a couple of mentions in here as well for today. Women's 3x3 basketball is starting tonight. Do not miss it. You've got Derica Hamby from the LA Sparks. You've got a college player in Haley Van Lith. She's from the TCU, the great Horned Frogs, ugliest mascot in the NCAA, to my opinion. You've got Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream and Sierra Burdick, who actually plays for Spain, the Valencia Basket Club there. And interesting fun fact about Sierra Burdick, her great-grandfather, Lloyd, played for the Chicago Bears from 1931 to 32. And so she comes from a sports history. So about in the Tokyo Olympics, which is actually played 3 years ago, not 4, we had Stephanie Dolson, who was at that time a member of the Chicago Sky, on that team. And so it's exciting. It's fast paced. It's fun. So that starts tonight. Don't miss it. Another thing I wanted to mention was the U.S. women's soccer team. The U.S. women's soccer team 2-0 so far in their preliminaries. 3-0 win over Zambia. Mallory Pugh and Trinity Rodman. Names sound familiar?
Innocent's baby girl. Yeah, I know that name. That's Daddy's baby girl. You better believe it.
You betcha. And Trinity Rodman and Mallory Pugh Swanson, the wife of Dansby Swanson, but initially a great star for the Chicago Red Stars in her own right. And so 3-0, shut out Zambia, then 4-1 over Germany. And Mallory Swanson again strikes with the go-ahead goal. So, I mean, against Germany, this is a very big deal. And last year they really shot themselves in the foot at the FIFA at the FIFA World Cup. So I was very sad. So this is a time for vengeance. This is a time for getting sticking it to every European country.
Absolutely, it is.
They went down in the round of 16 of all things. So
yeah, that'll change. That'll change. There'll be medals draped around them this year. We gotta go.
And they better be gold. They better be gold.
Nothing less. Nothing
And
less.
the other thing I want to say, one of the reasons why they're kicking butt is because of their coach, Emma Hayes. Emma Hayes is a British export who is dynamite as a coach. She was the first coach of the Chicago Red Stars back in 2009. A good friend back then. Wonderful, knows her stuff. And so the roster's younger, the roster's hungry. The roster doesn't want to be humiliated.
Right. They don't want to be humiliated again.
I'm seeing nothing but net for them. How about that?
How about nothing but gold net for them?
How about it?
How about it?
It's great.
We gotta go. Thank you, Allison, so very much, my dear, for coming on. We appreciate you. Always a wonderful conversation. The Token Female is alive, and it is well, folks. And you can catch the replay on Spotify later today. Thank you, my dear. We love you.
Thank you. Love you. Love Greg. Love Lev. And love to Victor as well. Thank you.
Thank you much.
Take care. Take care, my brother. Bye.
You can't do it any better than that. The Token Female will be replayed not only on YouTube, but also on Spotify. Got to get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. And tomorrow, I'll pay homage to women's college basketball, something I've loved since 1982. So long, everybody. No Olympic volleyball updates yet. I know you'd love to see Brazil versus Dominican Republic, but it ain't going to matter because the U.S. is going to kick both their asses.